Alrighty, so last night we talked about blah 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 blah. Anyways, and Pharaoh said, "You're a bunch of lazy, no good for nothing slaves, and I'm not going to get your straw no more." So then the slave drivers and the foremen went out and said to the people, "This is what Pharaoh says: I will not give you any more straw. Go get your own straw, wherever you can find it. But your work will not be reduced at all." So the people scattered all over Egypt to gather stubble to use for straw. The slave drivers kept pressing them, saying, "Complete your work, the required work of you for each day, just as when you had straw." The Israelite foremen appointed by Pharaoh's slave drivers. So basically, the bosses of the Israelites were beaten and were asked, "Why didn't you meet your quota of bricks yesterday or today as before?" Okay, they know why. They're just being jerks. Then the Israelite foremen went to appeal to Pharaoh. They said, "Why have you treated your servants this way? Your servants are given no straw, yet we are told, make bricks. Your servants are being beaten, but the fault is with your own people." Pharaoh said, "Lazy. That's what you are, lazy. This is why you keep saying, 'Let us go sacrifice to the Lord.' Now, get to work. You will not be given any straw. You must produce your full quota of bricks." The Israelite foremen realized they were in trouble when they were told, "You are not to reduce the number of bricks required for you each day." When they left Pharaoh, they found Moses and Aaron waiting to meet them. And they said, "May the Lord look upon you and judge you." Basically, they said, "This is your fault. You have made us a stench in Pharaoh's and to Pharaoh and to his officials, and have put a sword in his hand to kill us." So no one's happy. People getting beat up. They're working as hard as they possibly can. They have unrealistic expectations. Sounds like a lot of bosses you might have later in life. So Moses returned to the Lord. So beautiful, beautiful verse. What should we do when we're having troubles and life is just not going the way we thought it should? Return to the Lord. So basically, pray is what we should do. "Oh Lord, why have you brought trouble upon us? Is this why you sent me? Ever since I went to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has brought trouble upon this people, and you have not rescued your people at all." That's that tension I was talking about that the Lord does. Things got a lot worse. So Moses is like, "I am doing exactly what you told me to do," and everything got worse. So he's kind of like, Moses is like, "Explain. I'm confused. You like sent the burning bush, you gave me all these things to do, and life just got a lot crummier. I am really confused." Then the Lord said to Moses, "Now you will see what I will do to Pharaoh. Because of my mighty hand, he will let them go. Because of my mighty hand, he will drive them out of this country." So God also said to Moses, "I am the Lord. I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob as God Almighty." So he's like, I am the same guy. I am the Lord. I'm the same guy that appeared before Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all the heroes of the faith, everybody you've heard about that was awesome. And now I'm coming to you. It's like don't lose sight of who I am. I mean, God is right here before you, talking to you. God Almighty is who He was to Jacob, but by my name, the Lord, I did not make myself known to them. So He's basically giving Moses, like, they knew me as God Almighty, you're going to know me as the Lord. So we'll see what the difference is. I did not make myself known to them. I established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, where they lived as aliens. Moreover, I have heard the groanings of the Israelites. I've heard them, who the Egyptians are enslaving. Therefore, I say to the Israelites, I am the Lord. I will bring you out from under the yoke of the Egyptians. I will free you from being slaves to them. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm, with mighty acts of judgment. I will take you as my own people. I will be your God. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God, who brought you out from under the yoke of the Egyptians. And I will bring you to a land I swore with uplifted hand to Abraham. Alright, so we see kind of a beautiful thing. God in Genesis chapter 12, he took the whole world and He boiled it all down to one guy, and He made a promise with one man, Abraham, and then to his kid Isaac, and to his kid Jacob. He's been dealing with individuals, and now He says, you guys are feeling a lot of pain, and I want you to understand that life is crummy and painful without me, but now I'm going to be everyone, all of Israel, all of Israel's kids, all of His grandkids, the whole family. It's not just going to be individual guy, it's going to be all of you. I'm going to be your Lord. And all this bad stuff needed to happen to you so you could see how horrible life was, so that when I set you free, you'll know that it was really me, and you'll know what it's like to be in slavery and what the difference is between slavery and freedom. And I'm going to free you from being slaves with an outstretched arm, with mighty acts of judgment. So He's setting all the scene for His mighty acts of judgment, which are going to be really cool to see. And I would have loved to have been in Egypt to see the acts of judgment, because we'll talk about it later, but so many times when the acts of judgment happen, pretty sure every time, but Israel, let's say here's all the Egyptians on this side, and the Israelites live on this side of the town, and it's like this line, and all crummy, horrible stuff, frogs and everything we'll talk about, darkness and all that happened on this side of town, and nothing bad at all happened to the Israelites. God showed the difference, that if you are God's people, I'm going to take care of you. And if you don't worship God, you're going to have a crummy life. So Moses went and reported to the Israelites, but they did not listen to him because of their discouragement and their cruel bondage. They were like, whatever. Then the Lord said, go tell Pharaoh the king to let the Israelites go out of the country. That's what Moses said to the Lord. So everyone's discouraged, right? People are like, they're not listening. And then Moses is like, seriously, I'm going to go tell this guy again after all he did? But Moses said to the Lord, if the Israelites will not listen to me, why would Pharaoh listen to me, since I speak with faltering lips? So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Love you guys. Good night.